as per popular request, I'm doing a video filming of how to disbud a baby goat. We'll explain a little bit first. We're going to make sure you have all your supplies and equipment ready. The iron we use is a Reinhardt 30. I prefer this over the 50. I have both. This is, to me, a hotter iron than the 50, and it just does a much better job. I've been using this for at least the past 5 years with great success. I've had it heating up for at least 10 minutes. We use tetanus anatoxoid. The reason you use anatoxoid versus the toxoid, yes, they've got the mother's antibodies from the CD&T that you give, but this is a short-acting. It lasts for 7 days. You use this for disbuddings, neuterings, or injuries. So it's tetanus anatoxoid. I give 1 cc. The only reaction I've ever had was giving more than that. I gave 3 one time, which is recommended, and the goat was very ill that evening. So 1 cc of the tetanus anatoxoid. I've already got it drawn up. I do give it, I don't know if Sarah's got this zooming in, I do get the back leg, one-man operation here. Just feel for that little muscle, inject it slowly. Technically you should draw back to see if you're in a vessel, and then go ahead and inject it, and then I put a little pressure on that leg, just to help it absorb, and to make sure it doesn't bleed. It's going to be your skin that bleeds. Those of you that don't have sharp containers, you can unscrew the needle, put it back into the syringe, take the plunger out into the syringe, needle up, put the plunger back in. I don't know if that shows good, but there's your needle. It can go in regular trash now. Okay? The next thing we do is we give baby aspirin. Just picked up a cheap bottle at Dollar General or what have you. It's 81 milligrams. This is orange flavored and chewable. I found that works the best for the goats. So I just give them a little baby aspirin down the mouth. Push it down my finger. You make sure they have it. They love to spit them out. Alrighty. The other 2 things we're going to show you is after we burn them, I put a burn relief on. This has some, probably, it's lidocaine, 0.5%. I spray this after. Make sure you're completely done before you spray this on. This is flammable. If you spray it on and decide to burn again, you will shoot a flame up about 6 to 8 inches. And it could burn the ears or the eyes of the goat. So don't put this on until you know you're finished. I'm saying this from experience, okay? And then the other thing I put on after the burn relief is Farnan's Wound Coat, the purple spray. I used to use the yellow one that they had, but it's gone off the market. Furosol, which was the best. I loved it. It cooled their head. And then I put that on, and you'll see, we'll demonstrate that as we go. I don't think the camera, Sarah, you probably have to bring this over, but we're going to shake the baby's head so you can visualize better. Yeah, we know where they are. And I will say up front, this is a brown goat. It's caramel, but it's got brown markings. I have learned from experience that the browns have much more sensitive heads, so you just have to be more careful with them. I just do a little square. Usually I have somebody holding the goat when I'm doing this, but this deal is all a one-man operation. I don't want to stop the film because then it makes 2 films. I want to keep it as one. You want to do a goat, a baby boy, at about 7 days old. Then you can feel those knots. Don't let them get up too big. This is actually it's a little bigger than I would like, but we were waiting for a sunny day to film this. So the minute you feel those buds, which believe it or not, you can feel them at birth sometimes. But I've never done one before 7 days. Little girls, sometimes they can go 10 to 14. Just depends. But you definitely want to get your bucks because it's real hard to get all that core. They have with that testosterone, they have a much faster growth of this horn, and you'll have spurs if you don't do them early. I'm doing is a little square out and around from it, just so you can see it. Okay, that's all of that. Yes, back to the burning box. Pick up the stuff. Alright, this is one of the burning boxes that Eldon makes. It's got a little belly band thing in the middle of it. Belly block. I can see my horns. Sometimes if you wash them off with a little alcohol, it shines them up a little bit if they're hard to see. But his are very easy to see. So I put the front feet in and the back feet. And I shut the door. And I straddle this thing. It's not very ladylike. I use a welding glove. You can pick these up at the flea markets. If you see the burns, actually I have a new one, but that's why you want to use one. I'm protecting myself from being burned, but the main reason I like to do this is so I can cover that baby. I try to tuck the ears in, but they're notorious for bringing them back out. It just, you know, it's just one less thing to watch if those ears are in. So you can see the bud there. I grab this budding iron. Keep this thing toward the back because it'll hit this wood. See what I tell you about those ears? So put the glove over their face. Know where that horn is. That's the biggest thing. You can take forever, but just know where that horn is. And make your decision. Hold it. Hold that goat's head. I'm going to do this. I always do this side first, so. I wish we weren't taping right now because I'd like to take that booster block out. He's a big boy. Alright, here we go. Lay it on there. Watch the ear. Watch the eyes. We have a nice windy day, which makes it nice. I'm just doing a little rocking with the thing. Do a 10-second count. Usually I can blow it away, but good Lord's giving us some wind today. Okay, gotta do it some more. You can feel that skull. So you just want to do it, you can feel the skull, and you know, I've got quite a bit, I've got pressure on it, let's put it that way. There's a good burn, you see that copper? You're going to hook it, hold it sideways. If it doesn't come off, you didn't do it the right way. You've got to pop those buds off, in my opinion. So you see you got a good copper, you will get some bleeding sometimes. Just to turn that head, I got a booster block in it, it doesn't need it. He's a big boy. So that's the circle. Now I'm going to teach you to do what I call a buck burn. The horn base grows mainly right here in the back. So it's going to be wider right up in here. So the bucks, think of the middle of this is where the iron's going to go. So you just lay it down. You can see the middle of the iron's going in the middle of the horn. All I did was that extra little piece. You see that little piece on there? That's all I did. That helps the bucks get in skurs. Watch your ears, watch your eyes. They're off. That's the figure 8. That's a buck burn. You want to do a figure 8 on a buck. I get some of the char off of it. That's for later so they won't smell so bad. Alright, I've got to get this, make an adjustment on my box here. He's a big boy. He's standing up too high. And I don't want to turn it off because it makes 2 films, so. This is a multi-use box. Big kids, little kids, this will drop him down a little bit so he won't dive forward on me because he's coming out forward. Look, sorry, buddy. Get your leg in here. See how this goes. He's a big boy. He's strong. He's probably 9 or 10 days old, so that's why it's important to do them at 7. Hold that over their eyes. Make your decision. Watch that horn. Watch your ears. Usually the eyes are protected because you've got your hand over them. Sometimes you'll have to hold them like this when they're little brats. I've got my disbudding box hooked to my stanchion here. So I've got pressure. I'm right up against the skull. I can actually feel it. You can feel it when it releases all parts because it's just smooth when you're doing this rotation. Grab it, hook it, and get that little bud off. If you burned it all around it, it'll pop right off. Pretty easy. This one's got a little bit of skin, and they're soft, believe it or not. So I got my nice copper ready. We're going to do that figure 8. Aim for the middle of that head. You're coming with your iron. I'm going to show you before we top it off. Got a nice figure 8. I aimed right here for where the iron goes. So I don't usually, try to pop them back because of the ears, but because this is forward, it's okay. And, this is a cautery. So before you quit the iron, make sure you've cauterized everything. Set it in a safe spot. I just use this to get some of the char off. Alright, cover the eyes. We're going to put the numbing medicine on. This particular one foams up. The others I have don't necessarily do that, so. Then your little purple stuff. I just usually hold the head for, about 10-15 seconds. Make sure the goat has a good airway, because it can cut him off right here underneath. He's just stressed. It's not as bad. They hate the being contained in this more than anything. So then you open it up. We always say jack in the box as they fly backwards. I get the little goat. I open its mouth and blow in it. I just let some of that heat out. That's just something I do, and may not do a thing, but it makes me feel better. Okay, I just hold them for a few seconds till they're not so stressed. And when you put them back with Mama, always put them in butt first. And the first thing they do is go under a nurse anyway. So, but if she smells their head, she might say, "That's not my baby," and not take them. I personally have not had that happen, but there have been people that have had that happen. So, and if this was summer or real warm, right now it's, this is November, it's probably 50, 60 degrees out. Normally I'd put a little towel over it with an ice pack for about 5 minutes, but he's not that overheated. It's nice and cool. So he's ready to go back with Mom. It's all done. Thank you.